Today, San Diego hosts the New York Express. This game is being brought to you by Budweiser, the genuine article. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By Metropolitan Life and affiliated companies. Get Met. It pays. And by the 1987 German-engineered Volkswagen and your Volkswagen dealer. California today, the five-time indoor champion San Diego Sockers play the new kids on the block, the New York Express. A pleasant good day, everyone. I'm John Paul Della Camera. Alongside me, Seamus Mallon. The Express come in, Seamus, a little bit hot, right? They've only had one winning streak this year, 2 games. They won yesterday. A big win over Los Angeles, at least for confidence sake, because this team has had a hard time winning, especially the one-goal games and the overtime games. But thanks to Mark Liverich yesterday, they were a winner.
Well, they were a winner. They won it in very good style because they were really in a lot of trouble. They were down 3-0 after 3.5 minutes, and they took advantage of the poor play, I think, by Los Angeles, poor tactical play. On the other hand, they showed a lot of fighting spirit. Having come back, they were falling behind again. They won it in overtime. I think they showed that they really do have fighting spirit despite all the problems they've had both on and off the field.
Now, yesterday with Los Angeles, it was more of a speed game, more of a wide-open game. Can New York play that way against San Diego, or will San Diego let them play that way, might be the better question.
Well, it was wide open, but it was a little slower. Tonight it will be probably less wide open, but faster, because San Diego is a faster team. San Diego has got some super players up front and in midfield, but they're very, very tough at the back, too, and just all around there's just more strength and more stars on this team.
How about the players to watch? First of all, for the New York Express.
Well, I think Chris White is a player to watch. He's doing very well defensively, coming forward more and more. Got a very important goal to pull them within 2 just before the end of the first quarter yesterday. That was a key goal in that match. But also Ricky Davis has got to produce for them. Ricky would like to get some more goals. He's withdrawn to midfield. He's the captain. He's the team leader. And he's very hungry now to start showing the New York fans that this is really a team to reckon with. And Mark Liverich is the man that we pointed to before the game yesterday. He's having to do things. He did it. He got his 200th goal. He got 3 goals, including the winner, and Mark is hot.
Now, the San Diego Sockers are the 5-time champions, as we said, but they struggled early in the year. They seem to have gotten their act together, and in the last 7 games, Seamus, they have lost only twice. They've got some great goalkeeping, and the man we'll see today happens to be coming off of a shutout win.
That's right. Jim Gorsuch replaces Zoli Toth tonight, and he's a very strong keeper at an 8-0 victory over L.A. He could be a key man for them tonight. Julie V, on the other hand, has always had a little bit of an attitude problem, but he suddenly has come to life. 10 points in the last 5 games, and seems to have put behind him his doubts. Branko Segota, of course, needs no introduction. I would say arguably one of the best 3 players in the league, and a man that you just almost have to double team to try to stop.
Hubert Birkenmeyer will be in the nets going up against the San Diego Sockers, and Hubert had a big game against Minnesota despite the loss last week.
Yes, indeed he did, and he played very, very well against San Diego when they played against the Express on Long Island way back in the season, a game that the Express lost in overtime. So I think Hubert will be up for it tonight, too.
So it's Hubert Birkenmeyer going up against Jim Gorsuch. Stay tuned. We'll have the kickoff from San Diego when we return. It's the New York Express against the San Diego Sockers. I'm John Paul Della Camera. Alongside me, Seamus Mallon. It's the New York Express going up against the San Diego Sockers. The Sockers come in with a record of 15-12. The Express at 3-22. Yesterday, they broke their road jinx. They had not won on the road. They had lost 11 straight games before beating the Los Angeles Lasers. Now, keep in mind, San Diego, their home record last year was awesome, 21-3. This year, they're 8-4, so they've already lost more games at home, 1 more than they did all of last year. As we look at the San Diego Sockers, including Branko Segota and Hugo Perez, in a star-studded group that right now, pending the rest of the action today, starts out the day 4 games behind front-running Tacoma. Now from the San Diego Sports Arena, God bless America. God bless America to get things started here in San Diego. You probably noticed as our cameras were panning the championship flags. They've won 5 times here in indoor soccer, in the North American Soccer League, and also in the Major Indoor Soccer League. This is only the 2nd time these clubs have met, and the Express, Seamus, as you mentioned, gave San Diego all they could handle. They told us that Hubert Birkenmeier was so great that he was the difference in that game early on in the season.
That was a very big game for them. A good game also for the Express as they try to get things underway. They've not had much success at home. Look at all those banners. Really quite remarkable what they have done in this franchise. This is a club that really, I think, very early on caught on to the differences in indoor soccer faster than anybody else did, coming over from the old NASL. Certainly they really were the ones who perfected the art of defending and of building from the back, which is really what the fundamental of the game is all about. I was having watched them now for 5 years, a lot of the same players, frankly, over the 5 years. That may be the one rap on the team this year, that they've been around maybe a bit too long.
Here's Hubert Birkenmeier, who'll get the starting assignment. Birkenmeier's goals against average is misleading. So is his record at 1-11. He played well enough to win several of those games. He goes in goal for the New York Express, and his counterpart on the opposite side comes in at 3.78 and a record of 3-6. Jim Gorsuch. What a year he had last year. He won 19 and lost only twice. He's been injured this year. He missed several games with a broken hand. Suffered December 12th against Kansas City. He and Zoltan Toth give this team as good a pair as any you'll find in the MISL. Mark Liverch, Diego Pesa, Rick Davis, Chris White, and Andranik Eskandarian for New York. On the opposite side, Brian Quinn, Julie V, Gene Woolrich, the captain, Brian Schmetzer, and Kevin Crow. We are underway with Rick Davis having it. Romano Ritchell, Bobby Brabisca, the officials on the field. David Tiffany, the man in the box, is Rick Davis. Plays it up for Mark Liverich. Right side for Pesa in the San Diego zone. New York in their all blue. Pesa slides it nicely. Chris White, the shot off the post. New York almost scoring in the opening seconds of play. Now on the right, this is Brian Quinn. He scored in the All-Star game Wednesday in L.A. Eskandarian misses on the gamble. Woolrich to the corner. The Sockers captain plays it out to Brian Quinn. He missed several games with an ankle injury. Quinn on the right-footed shot, and Chris White will block that. A reminder that your MISL referees today are sponsored by Ullsport Referee Clothing and Patrick Soccer Shoes. Ullsport and Patrick, two names that mean soccer. Ullsport and Patrick soccer products available at better sporting good outlets everywhere, as we have our first foul, and it is on New York. A look at Julie V, one of the all-time greats in the MISL.
And Chris White in the thick of action already with a foul there, and also with a good shot a couple minutes ago.
To the right side, V and Chris White, the veteran against the newcomer. Kevin Crow across to Quinn. Nice cut, and his shot goes way off the mark as V barreled into Hubert Birkenmeier. Now it's Pesa. He had 10 shots, didn't score, but really peppered Los Angeles' David Bursic yesterday. Between he and Liverich, they had 19 shots. Liverich, right side, Eskandarian in deep. Off the boards, loose ball, score. Diego Pesa coming through. And Eskandarian will get the assist, and the Express will score first.
Well, a great play by Eskandarian here. He's done this twice now in the first couple of minutes. He's made good runs forward. Look how far forward he is, and look at how cleverly he places this ball off the wall. Gorsuch can't possibly get to it, and the intelligent run by Pesa and the easy goal. That is a goalkeeper's nightmare in indoor soccer. That shot to just the far part of the near post, a little bit away from the near post. It's just too far to grab it, and if you hesitate a little, you're dead. And Gorsuch really victimized very quickly as that man, Diego Pesa, puts the visitors up 1-0.
17 points in his last 14 games. That's a big score for him. His 15th of the year from Eskandarian at 118. Tim Bartro now for San Diego. Played with this club last year towards the end of the year. Played on their reserve team, actually, at the start of this year. Reserve team coached by Ron Newman's son, Guy Newman, former player. Coming out is Birkenmeier. That one goes straight up. And into the crowd, out of play, we have a stoppage as we look at Birkenmeier. Cater out on his first shift of the day, along with Alex Tarnocci and Michael Collins, Kevin Marr, and Oscar Albuquerque. The other way, it's Wad Hermes, Timmy Bartro, Hugo Perez, Bronco Segota, and Fernando Clavijo. And Gorsuch is playing all the way up by his own red line. Segota tried to play it off the boards, and it was blocked out of play by Kevin Marr. Bronco Segota, at the age of 25, has almost done everything in indoor soccer. He's been on championship teams. He scored 60 goals last year. Truly one of the greats in the game today, and he gets better every year. Segota shooting it. It's blocked. Comes right out to Juan Hermes. A 1-0 New York Express lead. 13:20 to go in this, the opening quarter. Played for Perez. Marr has him, and now Albuquerque right back to Birkenmeier. Rolled quickly to Cater. He scored against Los Angeles in a win yesterday. Cater cuts it left side to Tarnocci. Tarnocci is sent sprawling by Wad Hermes, and we've got the first foul on San Diego. Now another whistle from somewhere. Perhaps a warning, or are there too many men in the field? 2, 4, 5 for one side. San Diego has an extra player out there.
Yeah.
And that's usually the last team that gets caught at that. They change so well on the fly, but apparently a miscue on someone's part. When I heard that whistle coming from somewhere else, it had to be for something, either a bench warning or too many men on the floor, and that's what they're calling. So it's 1-0 in favor of the New York Express. Pesa has the lone goal. New York has a power play when we return. First time, and he got underneath it. That ball was a little bit in the air when it came to Rick, and he put that one upstairs. Davis has gotten all of his points in the midfield. He was switched to forward at the start as we look at the penalty killing stats of San Diego. Rick did not score in his first 10 games, but since then has averaged nearly a point per game. Jim Gorsuch. Now Pesa fakes to go after him, and Gorsuch's going to take his time. I'm assuming there's 1:30 to go on the power play. The clock says 7:30. So hopefully the seconds part of it is right. Just the minutes are off. It's played back now to Gorsuch. Michael Collins on him. Collins in white, 2 All-Stars in this team. San Diego had 5 at the All-Star game Wednesday. Nice job of penalty killing. New York unable to get the ball. Segota, as they put a little more offense into the penalty killing. Bronco and White stride for stride, and they're going to call that foul on New York. That'll be New York's 3rd foul.
Let's see if we can see what the foul is exactly. It seems to me that Segota just simply lost his balance and fell over as he was trying to force his way down the boards there, which of course he can do very, very well. White very upset about the decision, feeling that he had done nothing illegal.
Chris White's been leading the league in block shots, 81 coming into the game. 11 goals as well and 11 assists. Here's Ladisor off the boards. Birkenmeyer will take that one in front of Segota. Fouls now, they tell us, are 2-1 for New York. Davis over midfield. Into the attack zone. Good run up the middle. Toes it off. Collins open. The shot punched out by Gorsuch. Nice ball by Davis, who really drew everyone toward him and then found Collins open. For Chris White, 40 seconds left in the power play. Right side, Chris White from Arsenal. Takes the shot, scooped up, and then Gorsuch almost lost it. And then Pesa came in. The ball was loose when Gorsuch got hit in the face. The crowd doesn't like it. On our first look, that ball appeared to be loose. Now Segota knocking down Davis. Wondering if that's frustration because there's nothing called the other way, but it's too tough to tell. Here's Liverich. 17 seconds left in the power play. Liverich to the corner, wanting Chris White. Kevin Crowe with a good read. For Segota. Getting it inside of Davis. Segota with some speed. Liverich trying to get him. The shot save. Birkenmeyer. That's the best save of the game thus far, but we're still early. Hubert tossed it away. Picked up by Ladisor. The penalty's over. The shot save again. Birkenmeyer. Hubert is red hot. Now it is picked up by Ricky Davis from Pesa. And the Express want to settle it down and put out the San Diego Fire a little bit.
Well, great run by Rick Davis. Almost set up his power play goal, but a very good save by Gorsuch. And when he did get injured, I looked really in pain, but he seems to be okay right now.
Oscar Albuquerque over the midfield line. The veteran slows it down. He's paired now defensively with Steve McLean. Collins, Liverich, and Pesa up front. Intended for Pesa. We've got a foul on Clavijo. 3rd San Diego foul, halfway to penalty time.
Boy, the fans reacting very violently down there, smashing the glass from behind because Pesa was there. And Pesa, I think, was the one involved in the incident with the goalkeeper.
Yes. Gorsuch throwing it long for Segota. Birkenmeyer way out and hopped over him. Segota looking. Open net. Cuts it. Still with it. Great footwork by Segota, but it allows Birkenmeyer to get back. Hermes looking. Broken up by Steve McLean.
Boy, what excitement there with the big gamble that almost burned Birkenmeyer. And the ball took a crazy bounce off the boards, and he was in all kinds of trouble. But Segota with great control, but could not quite get the shot off.
Clavijo to Quinn. I'm sure it looked a lot easier from up here than it did down there. As Brian Quinn takes it over midfield. For Julie V, the shot save again, Birkenmeyer. That one stung him. Just shakes it off his left hand. V, strong man in the box, shot it wide. Nice turn by V with a man Albuquerque on him. San Diego starting to come on. Birkenmeyer's been holding the fort. Punched out by Birkenmeyer from Clavijo. Clavijo wearing some very colorful red shoes. He's got a new shoe contract. Haven't seen red shoes in this league. Right side, Quinn for V. Blocked again. Quinn with it. For Covillo, and that's blocked by Tarnocci. Picked up by Wad Hermes. Give Birkenmeyer a lot of credit to this point.
And Julie V doing a great job there as the target man in the penalty area. There he is again.
Turning, giving it, Quinn put it upstairs. What a great job, though, Julie V did in shielding the ball away from Oscar Albuquerque. They love it here in San Diego.
Well, as well they might. This is really terrific stuff at the express end, particularly with the feverishness and the determination of the attack, but also with a lot of skill involved because Julie V is doing such a good job up top. But here is Segota one-on-one with Birkenmeyer. Can't quite get the ball around. Good defense by the Expresses. They get players back to help out, and eventually the chance is gone. As I think it is blocked here and poked away from Hermes. Yes, it's obviously taken by Steve McLean. Now, so they've done a pretty good job when they were in deep trouble to begin with. But as I said, impressive work by Julie V, who looks like the Julie V a few years ago.
Birkenmeyer waiting. Julie V has been working hard against Albuquerque. Now it is White to Tarnocci. Try to play it across, and it was just deadened off the foot of Schmetzer, and Gorsuch makes the easy play. Tarnocci hadn't played since early January. He had a groin strain against Cleveland. He scored his 100th career goal against Los Angeles yesterday. A lot of milestones for this Express team in yesterday's game. Their first road win, first overtime win, first one-goal game win, and the first time they'd scored a hat trick. Liverich doing the honors there. And I may not have hit all of those milestones. They had a bunch. Schmetzer to Wilrich. Wilrich over the line, taking a couple players with him. It's knocked all the way back, and Kevin Crowe, the defender of the year a couple of years ago, takes it for San Diego. Now to Perez. Now it's cleared back, and a foul. Davis upending Tim Bartrow. Third foul on New York. Ball played up now to Bartrow. Davis and he go down as Davis won the ball, and Chris White takes it. It's a 1-0 New York lead on Pace's 15th of the year from Eskandarian. On the left wing side, now there's Chris White. Moving it for Liverich, trying to reverse it. Bartrow there, didn't see Tarnocci for the moment. Tarnocci almost won it, but Kevin Crowe recovers it for San Diego.
Crowe has become a very cool defender. He's always had a lot of good physical talent, and he's developed beautifully, I think, in terms of his reading of the game. Now, a very, very experienced guy, probably one of the top ones in the league.
Wilrich to Brian Quinn. Try to cut it back inside, and Davis is there. Look at that shoulder-to-shoulder work, and it's on Perez. That's a good call. On the right side, Chris White. You may not agree with it here, but that was good. White towing it right side. Carrera, his first shift. He's not played in the last 5 games. Trying to move it forward, and Gorsuch is there. On the throw to Brian Quinn. Quinn over the line. Now broken up by Michael Collins. All-star foes Wednesday night.
But good play by Marr, Kevin Marr, who got out there and did not overcommit on Quinn, kept his cool, and played him into a position near the boards where he wanted him, and then stole it.
Michael Collins in the Express, leading it 1-0. It's taken away. Sockers on the go. On the left, it's Perez over midfield. Has Schmetzer with him on the right. Schmetzer slows it down for Perez, joined by Quinn and Segota. Perez knocked away by Kevin Marr, and then Perez ran into him. That's a costly foul. That's number 5 on San Diego. Perez, one of the top offensive players, not only in this team, but throughout the league. Played back now by Hermes to Jim Gorsuch. Now for Brian Quinn, their MVP in the playoffs a year ago. That All-Star game, I think we really saw the best of Brian Quinn, just starting to get back into form that he exhibited last year. That ankle injury did slow him down, and even though he played, he was not at full strength. Right side, Hermes to Perez. Albuquerque and Collins after him. Express lead 1-0, 6 minutes straight up remaining. First quarter, here's Perez. Some nice dribbling for Segota. On the left foot, punched up Birkenmeyer, score! Perez on the rebound. It's tied at 1.
Well, it's one of the great aspects of this game is you've got to be ready to anticipate rebounds, and Perez was very ready for that one. He knows that Segota may score on his own, but he also knows it'll be impossible for Birkenmeyer to hold shots from that close in, and he gets away from Oscar Albuquerque in front and is able to convert the rebound opportunity without much difficulty and tie it up at 1.
So we have an official's timeout on the floor. Here's another look.
Well, here's how it's all set up with Segota cutting around behind. Now, he will get the pass from Perez. He'll drop back a little bit. and Perez will dish it off to him and cut through. A couple of players go with Perez, Albuquerque does, but the shot comes in, and it's just a matter of quick reactions. Albuquerque was turned around, and Perez took advantage of his being turned around to knock it home.
Pesa, matched by Perez, we're even at San Diego.
This save on Rick Davis. We're going to isolate on him, and you'll see the shot come in and see how quickly he reacts for the rebound. Look at, he's got to get up as quickly as possible, reach in there with one hand, pull it away before Pesa can leap over him and do some damage with it.
Fifth save for Gorsuch. Right side Collins to White, a wicked drive, and it's wide. Clavillo on the go. He's changed his shoes. Remember, they were red in the first quarter. Maybe they slowed him down. Ladisora broken up by Pesa. Up for Liverich. Liverich joined by Schmetzer. That's that quick line change by San Diego. They gain the length of the bench. One guy changes in the near bench. One guy goes out the far door. Clavijo off the boards. The trailer ends up as Namdar, but he can't control it. Still a 1-1 tie. A minute 32 to go on the power play. Now it's Collins giving it up for Ricky Davis. It's a 3-minute power play, and right now New York has nothing to show for it, but you've got to credit Mr. Gorsuch with at least the one big save. Davis to Chris White, has to settle, lets it go, and a score, and it may have been tipped by Pesa.
Yes, I think it was tipped by Pesa, who has been trying to get into that good central position all evening in these power play situations, been a bit frustrated by it. Of course, did well in the first goal, but also on that second goal. Now look at White's first touch. Looks like it's not a very good one, but he gets off the good volley, and Kevin Crowe is not able to mark his man out of the play here. There's the classic box defense set up by the penalty killing situation, and here comes White with the volley. Pesa in a good position, gets inside Crowe, uses him to sort of screen himself, and just knocks it in.
That's a good goal for Pesa, and it's very tough for a goalkeeper to make the save there when you change the direction as well as the speed. Pesa's 16th of the year from Chris White. It comes on a power play at 2:49. So the Sockers are back at full and equal strength, but they trail to the New York Express 2-1. On the far side, Julie V knocking it back to Brian Schmetzer. Now it is Wilrich at the midfield line. Off the right side boards for V. Gets his own block. Chris White trying to move it. Wilrich, the veteran, goes over Michael Collins. I think gave it a little extra there to draw that foul. Wilrich now to Schmetzer. He'll shoot it, but the whistle had already sounded about 3 times. So the Sockers will put it back in play. Kevin Crowe leaves it now for Wilrich. For V, tries to dish it off the glass. Crowe had it kicked out by Cater, and now it is Brian Schmetzer. One of 3 Schmetzers that are playing in the MISL. The Twins playing in Cleveland, although one of them is injured right now. What a soccer playing family, though, to have 3 guys playing in a professional league. On the left side, Tim Bartrow giving it up to Brian Schmetzer. Now on the right side, Kevin Crowe.
And the Schmetzers all come from an incredibly enthusiastic soccer playing and coaching father. That's where it all began.
Certainly you've got to give 1-7. I want to know if Dennis Connor's going to make the line changes and get credit for the victory if San Diego comes from behind. Ron Newman getting some help there.
Boy, you're absolutely right. Ron Newman will do anything in the way of publicity or whatever to try to get his team fired up. But certainly these fans are fired up, and that is great to see Dennis Connor. I wondered if he might show up tonight, but was not expecting this little coup by the Sockers here at the half.
He is from this area, and he does come to these games. In fact, at one time he was an investor in this club. I'm not sure, to be honest, if he still maintains any kind of ownership here. Brian Quinn, as the third quarter begins. Right side, V, right back. Breckenmeyer got his hand out to make the play, but there's Quinn open. Shot it high and wide. V missing it. And now it's Mark Liverich on the left side. Broken up by Brian Quinn and the referee.
Yeah, bad break.
Apologized, but too late. Wilrich trying to go back to Quinn. Chris White will send it away to Pesa. Now back for Ricky Davis. The Express captain for Liverich. Good touch on the ball for Pesa. Liverich joining the rush off the boards. It's put back by Schmetzer almost into his goal, and Pesa couldn't get enough on it. Oh, New York almost matching him on the other end with a goal. Here's Collins on a good run for Liverich off the boards, and we've got a whistle for a handball. But there was a foul first. I thought I heard the whistle before Liverich touched it with his hand.
Yeah, definitely. Pesa and Liverich trying very, very hard there to put those combinations together that Mark was talking to us about at halftime, and they've really pushed San Diego into a very uncharacteristic position. They're scrambling around back there.
Liverich and Pesa have worked well together. Here's Liverich. It's a direct kick and it's blocked. Chris White, nice positioning on Brian Quinn. Long strides, right foot shot wide. Schmetzer. Pesa kicked that and missed on the right side. Woolrich on a great run is Quinn. He's wide open. Woolrich spots him. Deflected by Eskandarian. Saved at least a scoring opportunity there, if not a goal. Collins couldn't get it off the boards. Quinn lost it. Eskandarian settles for Chris White. White across to Collins. There's some room. San Diego now will make that line change, that patented quick one. Players changing at the end of the opposite bench. Collins to Liverich in the corner. Off the boards. Picked up Eskandarian. Couldn't get a shot away as it was Ladouceur on his heels. Up the left wing. Hermes. In deep. Off of Breckenmeyer. Eskandarian missing on the clear. Albuquerque doesn't. Intended for Cater, and now it's Chacha Namdar. It's wide open, though, in this third quarter.
Boy, and is it ever fast-paced. Talk about end-to-end action. Terrific stuff. Great opportunities. Good saves. Good goalkeeping, and some wild scrambles around the goal area.
I think Dennis Conner has made a difference. On the right side, it's played in the box. Hermes is open. Save, Breckenmeyer. That's as good a save as anyone has made in this game.
Breckenmeyer is just outstanding. Just outstanding tonight.
I was ready for the red light to turn on. Hermes was in where he wanted. On the left. Turning. Clavillo. Against him is Cater. Clavillo with some good work along the boards. Now help from Ladouceur. We've got a foul. Dangerous play as Cater goes down. Welcome to the MISL.
That's right. Well, Ladouceur with a tough challenge in there. Not a bad place to put in that 50-50 challenge. Try to win it back. Worst you can do is give away a free kick and just retreat and defend. San Diego playing with furious pace and trying desperately to get this quick goal to tie it up here. Not so desperately, really, but certainly trying very hard to get the quick goal and put the Express off their game. And they're not being rocked. They're playing very coolly.
Tarnocci with it. They want to try to get this crowd back into the game because the crowd could be a factor in this building. As we mentioned before, San Diego lost only 3 games in this building all of last year.
Yep, and they've lost 4 here already this season, so that's a major difference.
On the right side, Clavillo to Namdar. Off the boards, Carlos Milian. Out to Schmetzer, and it got by him. He may have thought that Bartro was going to get it, and in the end, no one got it. In the neutral zone, Tim Bartro holding it against Cater. Now it's played up for Chacha Namdar. Back it comes to Schmetzer, to Kevin Crow. Off the boards on the left. Bartro, nice cut. Right-footed shot, scooped up Breckenmeyer with Carlos Milian right in front of him. Hubert Breckenmeyer holding the fort for the New York Express. Michael Collins going long for Tarnocci. Blocked by Kevin Crow. Schmetzer is there. Tackled away by Tarnocci. What a work rate the Express have had today, and you need that to play and compete, let alone beat, but compete against San Diego.
Well, they knew they were going to have to absorb a lot of pressure right at the beginning of the third period here from the Express, and they've just come out with their own brand of determination, not just simply to absorb the pressure, but to counterattack and to play very, very hard themselves and put San Diego on the ropes.
11 minutes to go. Third quarter. 2-1 New York. Kevin Marr the shot, and it's picked up by Gorsuch. Pesa was open. Marr didn't see him on the right. Here's Quinn. Brian Quinn the other way. Over the line. Good overlap by Crow. In the corner. Kevin Crow comes out. Segota open at the top of the D for Bronco. Didn't get it the way he wanted it, but he'll still control. Pushes it in. What an effort, Segota.
The rumor was that he was simply losing interest, and it was beginning to show in his play. But, you know, you talk to this man before the game, it's hard to imagine that he loses interest because he still has a great passionate concern for how the game is doing. He's always asking how the teams are doing around the league and so forth.
San Diego leading at 3-2. 15 more minutes to go, at least in regulation time, as that ball goes out of play off of Clavillo. I talked to Rick Davis before the game, and I said, did yesterday's win against LA give you some confidence? And he said, absolutely. It is our second longest winning streak of the year as we look at the attendance, 8,499. And Rick was saying that in jest, but obviously New York is playing with a lot more confidence, and they've played better since their financial problems were announced. Players, maybe with some of the pressure taken off, playing for jobs, certainly for New York. And if the worst thing happens, they've got to impress somebody else. But right now, they're trying to keep it together and doing a great job. Cha-Cha Namdar is blocked. Played back to Gorsuch. Liverich and he collide. And they're going to call a foul on Mark Liverich. He tried to draw that one on Gorsuch.
Well, he just ran across Gorsuch's path, and the referee says, you know, Gorsuch's entitled to his path, as he is. But actually, good to see Mark Liverich back out there, though, for the game. His knee seems to be okay.
So he didn't even miss a shift as Willard sends it off the glass. Missing it is V, not missing is Clavillo, and Birkenmeyer did the same. Everybody did their job there. Chris White on the clear. Tarnocci racing for it. Liverich would be open if he could get there, but Schmetzer was closer to the ball. 3-2 San Diego. 14:05 to go. Fourth quarter. To the right. Willrich. Outside the D. Fakes to leave it. Now does. For Namdar. To Clavillo. Off the boards. Off of Chris White. Clavillo again. Blocked by Chris White again. The MISL's top shot blocker doing it twice. In the neutral zone. Schmetzer to Willrich to Cha-Cha Namdar.
Nice touch by Gene Willrich, just having really kind of a quiet game so far today, but lovely little back heel there to set things going.
Off the boards, V will put it in. As Hubert Birkenmeyer got caught, and it's 4-2. San Diego on top.
Well, Hubert's very unhappy with himself on that one. Birkenmeyer making a very bad error in judgment to try to come out and stop that ball coming off the boards. It was too far out. In fact, it was outside the penalty area where he can use his hands, if I'm right. Let's see. Yeah, it's outside the line. Tries to play with his feet and gives it just an easy goal to Julie V. So what a shame for Hubert Birkenmeyer, who's had such a spectacular match tonight, to make that kind of a mistake. You see him come out now. He's going to slide, try to reach with his left foot. He sees Julie V all alone, so he feels he's got to do something to prevent that ball caroming, but it doesn't work, and he pays the penalty.
1:28 is the time of the goal. Julie V will get credit for it. It should be from Kevin Crow, and it's 4-2. San Diego in charge right now. Julie V, second goal of the game and 17th of the year from Kevin Crow. So San Diego leads for the first time by more than a goal as Albuquerque plays it back. In fact, San Diego had never led in this game until B had scored previous at 6:03 in the third. Here's Cater wanting to get one back for the Express. Stops it on the right foot. Now is broken up outside the box area, and the Sockers bring it back. Quinn for Bartrow. Shouldering Kevin Marr. They hold on to one another. Tough to call a foul there. Who was guilty? They were both doing it. Albuquerque off the boards. Mesa having to work hard to come back and get it. All the way back to Birkenmeyer. Hubert settling it up the middle. Collins will have room when he turns, and he does now. Michael Collins over the midfield line, finding Pesa unattended. Diego into the left corner. Albuquerque holds up the boards and wanted Pesa and hit off him on a deflection. Collins keeps it alive for Albuquerque. A 4-2 San Diego lead. Outside the box, Pesa. McLean holds up his run on the right. He'll get it now at the right point. San Diego up by a couple for Pesa as the target player. Out to Albuquerque at the left point. Across the way, it's Michael Collins in his 6th year as a professional. Knocked all the way back on the tackle by Hermes. Steve McLean. Up right side for Cater. Cater against Willrich. In his first year pro indoors, Cater spinning, shooting it, and it's blocked easily by Jim Gorsuch. Cater made all kinds of moves and then ran out of gas on the shot. Here's a run by Ladouceur. Jacques Ladouceur shooting it, blocked by Chris White. Now picked up by Clavillo. On the left side, it is Schmetzer. Back for Clavillo. Right side to Cha-Cha Namdar. With a name like that, he should be a dance instructor. It's played back the other way, and now it's Liverich. Coming back, had a hurdle, Schmetzer. Nice job by Schmetzer. Same for Davis. Players working hard to get that ball, and now Ladouceur to Clavillo. Back for Ladouceur on the right. It is Bronco Segota. Segota has already made his presence felt in the game, trying to do even more. He picked up one goal earlier, his 23rd of the year from Brian Quinn. That was a goal that tied him. Up for Liverich. A quick flick for Davis. How to regain his balance. Schmetzer put his head down. And I think that's why they didn't call that. Schmetzer more or less went into that, as opposed to Davis going forward on what could have been called a dangerous play. Now it's Julie V. Right side. Schmetzer across the way. Segoda's pass blocked by McLean. Liverich getting it. And he is fouled. Oh, they're going to call it the other way. Handball on Liverich. First foul, second foul on New York. San Diego doesn't have any so far. 10:45 left, fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Sockers are up.
Critical part of the game right here now. Very important for Express. They're going to do anything. They got to do it now.
Quick shot went wide by Namdar. Julie B with it. B holding it. Crow on the overlap. He spots him. Crow off the glass, high and wide. And now Chris White knocks it away. If it stays in play, Liverich has a shot at it, but it went out of play as Gorsuch was already up by the red line and actually over the red line, his own red line. As the ball is going to be put back in play, we look at Julie V.
Well,
He's
Julie
got a couple goals already.
Yes, and the last two, he's put them ahead and given them the insurance goal at the moment. And of course, the 2-goal lead is a critical lead, or critical situation in soccer. For the team that's up by 2, they really have to play very determinedly not to lose that lead, and sometimes they can relax a bit too much. And then for the other team, they know if they don't get one real quick, it's curtains.
There's Julie V. It's a rough play the other way. Quinn back to V, juggling at Birkenmeyer. Great acrobatics against Segoda. Well, no one's worried about getting injured in this game. They're just cracking into each other. Here's Chris White the other way to the right wing boards. White trying to settle it. It's a 4-2 lead for San Diego. Crow stops it in the corner for Brian Quinn. On the left, Segoda. Collins has to catch up. Segoda looking, shooting it, save Birkenmeyer. And Escuderian clears it, but not out. Kevin Crow held by Cater. Advantage, though, so they play on, and Collins takes it away. Good call by the officials to let play go on, because San Diego did have an advantage there. Cater was obviously holding, and it's knocked out of play. Last touch by Chris White.
And a good chance for a counterattack there for the New York Express. They could not get it forward fast enough to Pesa. That man White on the ball couldn't do it. That was a good shot here by Segoda, hitting the ball with the outside of his right foot. A bit of a surprise. And Birkenmeyer trying to scramble it away. Here, Birkenmeyer gets up, tries to get back to his feet as the next shot comes in. And we'll see what it looks like if you're the goalkeeper. And Hubert commits himself, but doesn't have to. As it's won away by the Express, and we're back live.
Milian for Tim Bartrow. Soccer is up by a couple for Hermes. Great overlap by Namdar. Has Bartrow open at the far post. Played it across and he missed it.
Oh, great ball played across by Namdar. Superb pass. It just couldn't quite finish it.
Cha-cha Namdar. Blocked by Collins. As Hermes goes down, now Hermes try to clip Collins. They let play go on. And now Collins ends up upending someone else. Michael has to back off. I think he was right, but Pesa will calm him down.
Well, Hermes gets away with a lot. He's certainly gotten away with a lot this evening.
He and Collins are talking to one another. And I'm not sure if it's the same language. It's street language. And they can guarantee that they understand each other. Hermes shooting it, blocked by Pesa. Cater to the right. Collins had every reason to beep as that ball goes out of play. On 2 occasions there, actually. But the main thing is the Express, being the younger team, lesser experience, cannot afford to lose their poise against the San Diego team that when they're on, they play like a machine.
Well, we'll take a look at the foul in here as it's a nasty situation developing. And there's one touch, and there you see Collins coming in, reaching for it. And now we'll see the kicking. Well, maybe we won't see the kicking. It's just off the top of the screen. There's where Collins unceremoniously sweeps Cha-Cha Namdar right off his feet. Dan Stepper, no, down he went.
I knew you'd incorporate that in there. Here's Wilrich the other way, a 4-2 soccer lead, the give and go. But Wilrich was stopped nicely by Tarnocci. Picked up by Mark Liverich. Nice deke on Tim Bartrow. Liverich using that experience. Over the line, cuts it right. Albuquerque waits. To Davis, hits it the first time, blocked by Bartrow. Could be a break for San Diego if they can find Wilrich. Long ball, Birkenmeyer way out. Knocks it with a flick, but it's kept there by Schmetzer. To the left, Clavijo works it to Namdar, blocked, but there's V, the opportunist. Broken up. Liverich on a run with Tarnocci. Mark Liverich on the gallop, full speed ahead. Wants it on the left foot, tries to crack it, double block. Schmetzer and Namdar. Here's Julie V against Davis. Schmetzer pulled it around Kevin Myers' attempted tackle. For Milian, trying to lay it off. Davis, smart ball back for Birkenmeyer. Long throw for Liverich. Crow wins that in the air. Good work rate for Kevin Crow.
Yeah, an important ball to win, too, because that was the first time that New York has looked as though they could get kind of a counterattack going through the long, quick pass on the back. There's been very little of that in their attacking arsenal tonight. It's been pretty much build-up play from the back.
On the right, Kevin Moore over the line. Holding it. To the right, takes the shot. It's low. Liverch looking for the rebound. Off the left boards. Taken into the left boards. Almost became a part of one of the signs there. 7:33 to go. Fourth quarter. Sockers are leading at 4-2, and one of the dangers against San Diego, if you're down by a couple, if you start throwing players forward, the tendency could be to get caught up in that. So if New York does open it up full throttle, they could be victimized. Still a lot of time left, though. 7:33 to go. So they don't have to panic. Here's Liverch shooting it wide. He may get another crack at it. Pushed down. What are they going to call?
Penalty.
No, they're not going to call it.
They're not going to call it.
They're not going to call it.
Well,
last year that's a penalty shot. This year it's in the discretion of the official.
That was Hermes again.
I think they're going to say that because Liverch didn't appear to have a chance to shoot it, that maybe it wasn't as serious. That's my only guess. Here's Davis. Right to Tarnocci. Trying to play it in. Crow says no. Ball on the left. Milian gets rid of it for Julie V. 4-2 San Diego. 7:17 left. A long pass for Quinn. Too long. Tarnocci winning it off the tackle. Marr and Crow. Kevin Crow, look at the work rate. But it's right back to Birkenmeyer. Long throw. They find Liverch right at the New York bench, trying to disguise maybe in the midst of all those blue jerseys. Liverch nailed by Juan Hermes. Still no foul as it's coming right back to Chris White. Now to Pesa. 6:54 left in the fourth. A Pesa shot is stopped by Jim Gorsuch.
Well, Liverch, a bit of a marked man, I think, out there. He felt in his talk with us at halftime that he'd been pretty well closed down by San Diego, and he's trying to do maybe a little bit too much one-on-one at the moment.
On the left, Segota is broken up. Ball is played all the way back. Schmetzer to Fernando Clavijo. On the right, Ladouceur getting by Michael Collins. Jacques Ladouceur with some speed for Clavijo. Can't find him, but they find Segota to Clavijo. Off the post, Collins deadens it for Birkenmeyer. Good pass on the roll on the right side. Cater, look at the speed of Clavijo. And Cater had about, 20 feet ahead of him. Yeah. Clavijo made up the distance.
A little bit of inexperience there on Cater, too. Either his teammates didn't help him out with the call that it was a man coming from behind, or else he just wasn't able to sort of run across his path, as they very often do when they're on the ball. You just simply stride into where you think the defender is going to come from behind, and that makes it impossible for him to get there. So we have a three-line violation. Still a very entertaining game, and still very much an open game. Express not having a lot of chances, but they're obviously still very offensive-minded.
Collins on the direct kick, blocked. It comes out to Chris White. Nice hook on the inside, takes it to the corner. Off the board, settled Cater, shooting it wide. Actually didn't settle it. That's what he wanted to do. Segota. Good run into open space. Schmetzer, but Birkenmeyer meets him. He has to hurry back as Segota gets it on the block from Ladouceur. Namdar looking, holding it, pulls it back. Chacha. Broken up, or almost broken up by Collins, finds Segota. 4-2 San Diego leading at 5:20 to go in the fourth quarter. If the score keeps going like this, but New York is within striking distance, we may see them go to the sixth attacker. Michael Collins has played in 15 games as an Express sixth attacker. More games than either goalkeeper, although far less minutes, obviously. Here's Crow in the zone. Segota at the D. Pulls it back. Blocked by Steve McLean. Upfield for Pesa. In front of the Express bench. Over the midfield line, Diego running it with Albuquerque. Leaves it off for Oscar. Albuquerque in over the line. Right side off the right foot of Pesa. Played back to the keeper dangerously as Albuquerque was there. 4:40 to go. In the fourth, Brian Quinn running into space. Wants the ball. Hermes spots him. Davis hustles. Birkenmeyer is out. Doesn't win it off the boards. Davis, good job to flick it out. Well, when Birkenmeyer came out, he had to win that ball. When he didn't, it caused problems. Brian Quinn sidestepping Davis. Good recovery. Birkenmeyer kicks it. Looked like Hubert was hesitating a little bit when he came out. Now it's Escandarian for Albuquerque. Blocked, but Albuquerque stays with it. Rolls it across for Mark Liverch. Had 3 goals against the Lasers in the 6-5 win. Across to Escandarian, knocked away by Hermes. Chris White on. 4 minutes straight up remaining. 4-2, San Diego. In the corner, Eskandarian is blocked. He'll try it again. Loose ball. Liverich was going for it, but it's kicked into the crowd as Hermes tried to clear it. Good thing, because Liverich in the big left foot was there. 3 minutes and 52 seconds still to go in the game. 4-2 San Diego. We speculate we may see the sixth attacker when we come back. As we remind you that the Bud Sports announce team, and I guess that's you and myself, Seamus, will be selecting from each team a Metropolitan Life player of the game. This selection should be promoted once during the first half, which we did. And we'll tell you again and give it to you at the very end of the game. And there are a lot of candidates here. Julie V, to name one. Birkenmeyer's played great for New York. He gave up that one soft goal, which you could, you know that it was his fault, and he knows that it was his fault. But beyond that, he's almost been flawless. And Gorsuch has done well on the other end.
That's right. V has done well. Segoda's done well, although not as spectacular as he sometimes can be. Also, Pesa has played well for New York, and a couple of unsung heroes, I would think. Brian Schmetzer has played some steady soccer for San Diego tonight. Michael Collins, as always, has been a good influence for the New York team.
And right now he's wearing the sixth attacker jersey. So our speculation was correct for once, right? 3:52 to go, and Michael Collins will play the sixth attacker. This will be his 16th time, actually. He's already played 15 for New York. New York has scored a lot of goals when he's been out there, and the reason he's played so much, frankly, is because they've been trailing in so many of these games. But they've been close. They've lost 10 games by 2 or less goals. And you know that the sixth attacker was in every one of those games. Davis to Michael Collins. 3:45 left. The goal can really tighten things up here if New York can get it. Davis off the right boards. Wanted Albuquerque. Picked up Pesa. Almost buried it beyond and through Gorsuch. In the corner. V looking for it. Julie V.
Oh, wonderful play by Julie V to get out of that traffic.
Clavijo for Julie V. Blocked by Ricky Davis. Davis, nice job to pull it back. 3:20 to go in the game. Regulation time. 4-2 in favor of San Diego. Rick Davis leaving it off. Now it's Michael Collins. To Davis for Chris White. Woolrich. For Ladouceur, Collins has to retreat. Ladouceur against Collins, cut it back. Clavijo blocked by Diego Pesa. Still 4-2. San Diego maintains possession. 2:50 to go in regulation time. They're up by a couple. Segoda marked up by Rick Davis. Ladouceur leaving it for Segoda. Now it is Crow holding for Ladouceur. Jacques Ladouceur over midfield. Play on, says Hermano Richo. Broken up by Ricky Davis. Chris White plays it across slowly for Payson. Now to Michael Collins. Alex Tarnucci and now Steve McLean putting on some fresh looks for New York as other players get a breather. Collins to Chris White. Liverich calling for the ball. Gets it. Left corner. Wants the boards. Uses them open as McLean. And he didn't hit it hard enough, allowing Gorsuch to make the save. Liverich set the table up.
That's right. He sure did. They did everything absolutely right there, and except the final touch, which is the one that's obviously most vital. But good move by Liverich and a nice cross off the boards, and Steve McLean unaccountably hit a very soft shot that gave Gorsuch time to get back.
Collins chipping it, looking for McLean. That's blocked. Cleared out by Schmetzer. Collins on the go. Quinn score from midfield. So instead of New York getting a goal to bring them within one, they're now down by 3.
Well, this comes from Brian Schmetzer. Quinn gets a goal, but look at the work that Schmetzer does. What a terrific pass out of the back. Right to Brian Quinn, takes one look and just lobs it elegantly right through the heart of the goal, right down the middle. And that's the sort of thing that can happen when you have an extra man on.
That goal should be the killer goal. San Diego increases the lead by 3. Need a miracle, basically, to come from behind 3 goals down against the 5-time indoor champion San Diego Sockers. But they had chances. McLean's being the best. Here's Liverich by the D. Blocked. McLean changed the direction of that ball. Now Chris White holding. Off the boards, wants Davis. Taken away. Brian Quinn again. Over midfield. Has Segota to the left. For Segota. Save off of Collins and in. Bronco Segota. From Brian Quinn, and it's 6-2.
Well, the crowd exalts here, but the San Diego players know there's not a great deal to celebrate about in that goal, but Quinn released it just in time, and Segota had no trouble taking care of Michael Collins. Just flicks it away once and then touches it home. No problems at all. 6-2 indeed, and San Diego, the critical thing for San Diego, I think, in this match, as we look again with Quinn slipping this one across and Rick Davis trying to do something about it, but watch his touch with the outside of the left foot, or right foot rather, taking it away from Collins as he tries to foul him a little bit. But the critical thing is that the New York team has not scored since 2:49 of the second period. And they've lost this match by 4 goals, it would seem, but Hubert Birkenmeier is back in the nets. The critical thing is they just simply not been able to score.
Gorsing off the boards, the net is empty. Pace out to Liverich. He guns it off the top part of the crossbar, a little bit higher than that off the glass. And now Davis wins it back for Steve McLean. Less than a minute to go. 6-2 San Diego. Liverich to Pesa. Now to Steve McLean. In the corner, Peso right back out for McLean, holding it. Back out to Eskandarian. Eskandarian to Liverich. And the foul is called on Hermes. That's the third on San Diego. 40 seconds left. Liverich plays it off the boards for Peso. Can't get it, V can.
V is so cool on the ball.
It makes it look easy, doesn't it?
Sure does. He's just a master at that little quick flick. Sending it back to Clavillo is not a bad target to play to when you're in a little trouble.
Namdar, blocked by Davis. They both go down, and the whistle sounds. I'd like to thank, while we have the opportunity, Michael Buchdahl, Public Relations Director of the Express, for his help with the statistics. He did a great job for us at the All-Star game, and we forgot to give him credit over in Los Angeles. So thank you, Micah. 6-2 here, San Diego leading it. 10 seconds left. Express had a good showing of themselves. The score may not indicate as such. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Well, they're going to stop the clock at 2 seconds. San Diego has a neat promotion here, Seamus. In the second half of play, if a ball goes in the stands, they let the fan keep it. So that one is not coming back.
Well, there might be some owners around the league who would like that not to happen, not to spread.
Yeah. They may vote on it during the off-season. That's a nice little thing. Obviously, in soccer, anybody that's a fan knows that the ball comes back. Fans have to give it back. But in the second half here in San Diego, you get to keep it. On the restart, all it will be is a player playing it, and then that'll be it for 2 seconds to Wilrich. Block. Eskandarian blocking that. The horn sounds. Once more, give some credit to the New York Express. They were stopped today by San Diego, but they gave a good accounting of themselves, and it was not really a 6-2 game, although the score indicates such. There's Hubert Birkenmeier. I think only 1 goal, basically, was Hubert's fault, and that was about it. It was San Diego. 2 goals by V, 2 by Segota. The Sockers have a big win in the West. And these players have it down pat because they've been doing it for so many years here, Seamus. 6-2 the final. San Diego wins it. Let's take a look at our Metropolitan Life players of today's game.
Well, I think as we said, speculating just before the end of the game, there were a couple of outstanding ones. I thought in the end, though, Julie V, who played so well, got a couple of critical goals, got the go-ahead goal, and then the insurance goal at the 4th one. He really was the man of the match. I mean, some great touches throughout. And then here at Birkenmeier, who did make one bad mistake, but had some sensational saves and kept New York in the game. Definitely my other MetLife player of the game. But the critical thing, really, I think, as I said earlier, was the inability of New York to get the goal. I mean, this is a 60-minute game, and for the last 43 minutes of those 60, New York couldn't score. And you can't do that. You're not going to win against San Diego in San Diego.
2 goals by Diego Pesa, and that's all that New York could muster as they lose today 6-2. But again, the final score not totally indicative of the way it was played. For our producer, Kevin Shank, our director, Tom McLaughlin, and for Seamus Mallon, I'm John Paul Della Camera. Your final score, San Diego has beaten New York 6-2.